Guess it's time. It's be Tuesday. March is almost over. Can you believe it? Hope the weather's decent wherever you might be. Understand in the center of the country there in Tennessee, they've been having a lot of rains. Yeah, we're gonna get some visitors from Tennessee tomorrow. So anyway, couple folks in here. Raven Cat Homestead Dash Cecilia, hello. Mama Z, Peanuts Peppers. Who else do we have in here? Oh, we have that Nana's Menagerie. How about that? You folks have to go check out that channel if you haven't done it. Let's see, who else is in here? Where to Begin Homestead. Hello, hello. What's that? Oh, it hasn't been published? Okay, because it wasn't a little bit ago. Uh-huh. Yes. There's a new video on Nana's Menagerie. And, just posted it. Okay. Hey, there's a link there. Geeky Gardens is in the house. Huh. So tell me, how is everybody doing? Any problems this week with anything? Well, what do you want to talk about? You want to talk about cameras? Want to talk about editing? Want to talk about the weather? How about, well, no, we better not talk about our government. Let's see. Mountain Mama, hello. How are you doing today? Glad to see you here.
Wow, Mountain Mama, I haven't seen her in ages.
Where you been, Mountain Mama? Sherry's just saying here that she hasn't seen you in a long time. Never enough time is in the house? Goodness. Bigger crowd tonight. Boots and Bounty Homestead. Hello, hello. So, floor is open. Somebody throw a question up there or something you want to discuss, you want to ask questions about. We got a few people in here that are pretty astute at coming up with answers to things. Did I see the new Premiere stuff? I guess I don't know to what you're actually referring to when you say new Premiere stuff. So if you're talking anything to do with Adobe, the answer to that is no, because I don't deal with Adobe. So what Premiere stuff is she talking about? The least expensive to start vlogging with. Okay. You know, this is going to be pretty easy. My first question to you is, no, it's not going to be a first question. We're going to do it this way. Let me,
I noticed that YouTube is not checking for copyright when a video is uploaded.
yes. Actually, that's something that's been going on for a while, but they're doing a much more in-depth check at this point in time. So let me bring this other screen up here.
YouTube Premieres. Everything's on different with YouTube Premieres.
Oh, okay. I'm not aware of that. Okay. Cameras, least expensive. Let's do this. We'll just go to Amazon and let's since you asked about vlogging, so let's just type in video camera. And I can tell you right now, this is for the money, and you can get them cheaper than this. But for the money, Amazon's choice right here is not a bad deal. It is it's a 1080p video camera. It's got a decent size lens on it. The plus side to a video camera is that will run a long time, whereas many SLR type cameras do not. They'll stop every 30 minutes or so. But this is just a good standard video camera. Now, it probably does not have the best image stabilization, but that wasn't asked about. So if you're looking for something to get started with that doesn't look like a toy, I think this is probably a real good option. This camera is very similar in design to a Canon. Let me do this. And let me go one more here. Now we'll close that. Let's do a Canon video camera. They're probably least expensive. Here we go. This is the whole kit. Boy, they're asking $500 for that. That's gone up in price. Canon. We'll sort it out. Canon video camera HR 800. Already. Okay, so just the camera alone, without the whole kit thing here, it's approaching $400. Typical price. This camera and this camera, looks wise, are very, very similar. Buttons are laid out in the same places. The zoom is probably fairly equivalent. The battery packs go on the back. It is a power telephoto. If we go look at the Canon, let's see, do they have some more pictures here? I guess we can do them over here. There we go. So this is pretty much what the inside of the Canon looks like. I have the older model of this camera. In fact, I got two of them because they really work well. The big plus side between this camera and this one and I don't want to tell you wrong. All right, the biggest items here is this camera, this very inexpensive one, cannot support an external microphone. This one can. An external mic will plug in right here. So you can put an external mic on this. This one's, they can be had on sale at various locations for in the $250 range. This one is somewhere between $25 and $70. But if you just want to do a vlog type thing with a small, inexpensive, slip in your pocket camera, this will certainly do it. If you are thinking more along the lines of an SLR, let's I think mirrorless is probably the best way to go. They're smaller and lighter. The EOS M50 is probably king of the hill right now when it comes to a mirrorless camera for YouTube. It's about $600, as you can see right here. It's an absolutely wonderful camera. I wish I had one of these. I don't have, but if anybody would like to buy me one that we could review, would be more than happy to do that. We know a lot of people that are using this model camera. They all love it. It's smaller and lighter than the like the T6i or the T7i, or the other larger DSLR cameras. This is not a DSLR. This is called a mirrorless, which makes it smaller and lighter. There's no viewfinder to look through here on the back of this one, like there is with those other ones. With this one, when you turn it around, although, well, you can see here, it's, get rid of this honey advertisement. The screen flips out, flips around, so you can see it from the front. What does mirrorless mean? Okay. A digital SLR camera, which stands for single lens reflex, means that everything is viewed through the lens, but when you're looking in the viewfinder in the back, and this has like a mock viewfinder there, so where you're seeing what looks to be kind of a viewfinder here where you'd put your eye up to, you look into that on a DSLR, and the image you're looking at reflects down to a mirror that's behind the lens here. So the just without taking a picture, the lens is actually closed to the electronic pad that picks up the image of the picture. And there's a mirror at roughly a 45-degree angle that when you press the button to take a picture, that mirror shoots up out of the way and then closes. It does it very, very fast. But that's that typical click, that satisfying click that you hear on a nice single lens reflex camera. And these don't have that. There's no mirror behind there. Is there something here? Okay, so it has here what they call an electronic viewfinder. You are not actually looking through the lens. You are seeing what the and I'm sorry, I forget the reception piece on the inside of the camera that captures the light coming into the lens and produces a picture. So you're seeing an electronic representation of the picture. You're not actually looking through the lens. But they start right at about $600. By the time you get a couple lenses, you're at somewhere approaching probably $750 to $900. And then of course you'll want to get an external microphone, because the microphone quality, although it's pretty decent, it's not as good as an external mic. So that's another $100 you can add on, and you get some accessories and tripod and maybe some filters and some other things. It's very easy to have $1,000 in this camera. By the same token, the Canon video camera lineup the prosumer, you're right up in the $1,200 to $1,500 bracket. But that isn't what was asked when we started with this. When we started was, what's inexpensive to get started? Your phone. You don't have to go buy something. You can use your phone. Most phones today have a better camera than what you could have bought off the shelf just a few years ago. The phones have got some fantastic lenses and electronics contained within the camera that just do a great job. So I'm looking at, coming back over to the chat here. Yes, the price sure does add up, but it's not like it used to be. When I first got interested in cameras and photography in general, long before YouTube, the video thing was not anything really anybody did. I mean, my first camera for moving pictures was a Super 8, but for taking good quality pictures, I had a Minolta 35 millimeter single lens reflex, and it was the camera itself, even way back then, was $400 or $500. Okay, who asked? Okay, so the image isn't shaky. The Canon cameras that I just mentioned in here, these all have image stabilization built into the camera, where they will minimize any shakiness on the holder's end of it. There's other helpers you can get. Gimbals. Thought I had one sitting right here, but I don't see it right offhand. But a gimbal, there's some gimbals like this that are designed to hold a phone. The same type of gimbal is also available for small cameras or even bigger cameras. And you can see here, just in going down through here, some of these will hold some pretty good sized cameras. But what this does is, no matter what the position of your hand is, the camera remains stable at a horizontal type view, or wherever you have it directed to aim. There's little controls on the gimbal. These controls right here allow kind of a pointing, and then it stays in that area. But you can walk around with these, and the image remains very stable. You can, and boy, these have come down in price. It was certainly not like this a few years ago. 4 years ago, we had one of these with a cell phone, and at that time, yeah, I know. Well, I'm sorry, I wasn't prepared to pull out camera gear. But these are, not only they're a lot of fun, but they do a great job. Now, this is a built-in by DJI. So this includes a 4K camera that is built into its own little gimbal here. And this will just slip in your pocket and create extremely stable pictures. That's what I want to do here. Yeah, just unplug one. It should be charged. Okay, this is the Canon camcorder that I have a couple of these that we use. So I just wanted to show those to you. The screen opens up on the side here, and just like what we saw on the thing. Now, this DJI Pocket that I have on the screen right now, this is the same type of camera that is found in a lot of drones. If you've ever watched a drone, you know that the shots from decent drones appears to be very, very high quality, where it's very smooth in its actions, and that's because of a gimbal stabilization. And of course, DJI is noted for drones. They also have GoPro would be the other one. And of course, latest version of that is the GoPro 9. This also has an image stabilization. The GoPro 9 has the front display as well, so it can be used better as a vlogging type camera if one wanted to do that. But we are up to what, $450 for the GoPro. So they add up in a hurry. DJI also makes an action camera. Let's see. Which is pretty much exactly the same size as a is a GoPro. They do very, very well. Their stabilization is very good. Considerably cheaper. They're $200. So I'm going to say roughly half the price of a GoPro. But as far as telling the pictures apart, most people could not do it. They're both 4K. You don't need to record in 4K. Just, I want to make everybody aware of that. When you start recording in 4K or 8K, your file sizes become tremendous. They become very big. It's harder to edit. You need more hard drive space. You need more horsepower in the editing end of it for a computer. The higher resolution you record in, the more money you invest. And unfortunately, you can buy a 4K camera that's under $100 and record a video with it, which is great quality. Again, if you have it good and stable, put it on a tripod, you'll make great pictures. But there are a lot of people that use no more than their phones to edit. And there's nothing wrong with that, too. There's a lot of phones that will actually record in 4K. The advantage of 4K or 8K recording is this gives you so many more pixels in the same amount of area that it allows you to zoom into areas and have things remain crystal clear instead of distorting. So, oh, and by the way, if you look down underneath here, you'll find that we have a link to Amazon. Appreciate it if you are doing some shopping, click on that link. It won't cost you any more. We may get a little bit back from Amazon in the way of an associate fee. The current. What is the current ruling with YouTube? Monetize with no license, do they fine you? I guess I don't quite understand your question, Darren. I'm not sure that your drone footage has anything to do with YouTube directly. If you break the rules with your drone, you're flying over 400 foot, you're flying in restricted areas, infringing on others' rights. Well, yeah, but that's not YouTube. So you could get yourself in trouble with the FAA. You need to get your microphone closer, hon. I can't repeat all that. But yeah, Sherry just looked it up, and the FAA can see your video on YouTube and say, "Oh, this is commercial. You're getting paid for it. You don't have a commercial license to fly your drone."
Yes, if you have any intention at all of monetizing your channel, and if you using a drone, you have to get a Part 107 drone license. By running ads on your videos, earning money through subscriptions or memberships, your videos will definitely fall within the umbrella of commercial use.
Yeah. And of course, that's something that, well, we hate it, but that's just the government after some more money. So it's not bad enough you can go spend. I'm not sure you can get a real decent drone for under, I'm going to say $300. These are more toys. So $300 on up would get you a pretty decent drone, but you're still going to have to get a license. I don't know what, I do not have one that's of that caliber. Obviously some of these smaller ones, if you go buy a drone for $29.99, chances are you're probably pretty safe, but I wouldn't take anything for granted. So use your own investigation on that and make sure before you post a video. And I see that Hamiltonville Farm has stopped by the chat. We appreciate seeing you here. Heaven Gates Cherry Farm, good to see you in here this evening. Okay, and Darren says, so what I was saying in the group, Cherry, and I got told no. Okay, I'm assuming that, yeah, Chris's Clever Craft, interesting. So no drone footage will ever be on my channel. I don't know that there is a fee. There probably is. It's probably $20 or $25 or something for a drone license. But I do know that with any of all of the high performance drones that I'm aware of, there are provisions built into the software of the drone that they just flat out will not operate within range of no flight areas. In other words, close to an airport or close to something else. This won't take off. You can't fire them up.
How much does it cost to get the FAA drone license? Testing fee is a flat $160. If the testing center is owned by PSI, then the exam fee is $96. Not cheap, folks.
So
but if you're making those big bucks, doesn't matter. Yeah, Darren. Well, I'm not even going to comment on that group right now.
No, you don't have to have a commercial license if you don't use a drone. We were strictly talking about using a drone, using drone footage on a YouTube channel. The question was asked, what is the situation with that? And if you use drone footage on your channel, the potential is there for the FCC to come back and say, you have to have a license. You're using this commercially. If you have a YouTube channel and you are monetized, and of course, this is maybe going to present a good question. What if you don't monetize that video? At that point, can you do it? I don't know. We're getting into the legalese of the wonderful people that deal with courts and judges and juries and have this license to steal all your money to get you no return. I see that Duncan 1900 says, I'm too close to the Air Force Base here to use a drone. And I do know, last summer when they were having all these protest things in all the big towns, there was some drone footage going around there, and there were questions raised, and it got pretty. You're probably better off if you want to have a drone for your own enjoyment, and you've got got some property out of town that you just want to go out and have fun and have a little hobby thing with it and play with it yourself, you're probably in good shape. So, Darren, tell me of what's the outlook on the lockdown in Australia? I mean, last I heard, it's worse today than it was 2 weeks ago.
I put the link on there for Francine on the gimbal that I purchased you.
Okay.
The new one to fit our new phones, because she has the same phone we do in the OtterBox.
Yeah, and it just fits.
Mm-hmm.
It just barely fits.
Yeah.
Do you have to have permission when you have a drone to go over someone else's property? Yes and no. You can't.
According to this, it's yes.
Oh, I thought you had the ability to be up, that you can't.
I guess there's so many regulations.
Yeah, the regulations are, we would have to get an attorney here to explain the regulations, and then it'd only be right half of the time. But
yeah, that's true.
I believe that you can that you can go over property, but if you're looking at their property, that can be a problem. There have even been cases, I'm told, I don't know this for a fact, but I've been told that Google has found themselves in hot water for taking pictures with their satellites. And of course, every now and then you'll see comments in different little news clips where somebody's complained that Google has infringed on somebody's privacy with their Street View things. May be different from state to state as well. That's also true. Country to country could be different. I don't know. And I do know that there are folks out there that do use a drone. There are some folks that they get a new drone every year. They consider it part of their YouTube channel. It's a business expense, so they will buy it, use it for a year. They'll sell it for a little bit less than what they paid for it because it's only a year old. Everything's all good with it. And they'll get a brand new one with all the latest and greatest stuff, and just they continually have the latest and greatest by doing that. And I think that's a pretty smart way to do it.
Yeah, Misty. Yeah, they may be different from state to state. And that's probably very true. Too funny.
Mama Z, on Google Maps, you can see my mom sitting out front shelling pecans.
Oh, good. Well, that's why you moved, right, Anne Marie?
Yeah, there's some different height variations. I'm quite certain that if you were 20 foot off the ground, you would find yourself in trouble flying over somebody else's property, your neighbor's property. If you were 300 foot off the ground, probably not so much. Are you going to the meetup April 24th?
That wasn't asked of us.
Oh.
I asked it.
Oh, you asked it. What meetup is April 24th?
One in Missouri. That
Missouri.
Morris.
Oh, Morris.
Is putting on. You already asked if you were going. Bushcraft
family, it's all how low you go. Sounds like, what do they call that where they go into the bar? What do they call that?
Limbo?
Limbo, yeah.
Ah, there you go. Heaven's Gate. If we ever get back to Michigan, I'd like to stop there. She's an awesome cook. Yes, right, Misty. I don't know. That's up to the man sitting next to me. The
what is
camper is not ready. It needs brakes.
Yeah, I want to put new brakes on the camper this year.
You can only do so much when the truck has the brakes and you have a 32-foot camper behind you, squealing as it tries to stop. But it's going to be used as a guest bedroom this weekend.
Yeah, it's like a B&B.
A B&B, yeah, an Airbnb, yeah, pretty much.
So,
isn't there another one earlier in Oklahoma, or was that this month? I don't remember. When they're that far away.
Wow, they will go up pretty high. Mavic Pro, which I know is a
Oh, Crocker's is in May. Okay.
Is a well-known drone made by DJI.
Got that right, Misty. Amen.
It will go up 5,000 meters. Holy smokes.
Yeah, Heaven's Gate, the camper's still winterized, but we're having company come tomorrow from Tennessee. And since I don't have any extra bedrooms, and even though it's a 4-bedroom house, when my son moved out with his kids, I took up the extra bedrooms.
All the extra bedrooms were immediately taken over because
I was determined they weren't moving back in.
Yeah,
we're not having any more kids or grandkids.
It was an attempt to stop recycling, which worked fairly well. But we still have one downstairs on the couch for a while.
Yeah, that's because the bedrooms up here were.
Yeah,
it's in May. Yeah, I have that one marked down. Thank you, Bushcraft. Oklahoma's a tad far for us. That would be
it's a long drive.
It's almost a 3-day drive.
Very, very long drive.
Yeah. Well, Darren, as soon as you get there, there's going to be a Georgia meetup.
Of course, we could arrange to have an Ohio meetup when you get there so that you could be up here and everybody would be looking for you.
Mama Z, you can rest assured if my phone dings at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and I look at it and it's what I think it will, I'm going to be sending messages to your phone at that same time. Because I know if mine's there, yours is going to be there.
Another big drop date. Have no idea. We'll work on that later.
I know what she's talking about.
May 22nd. What's May 22nd?
The Crocker.
That's a
get
Crocker
together
deal?
In Oklahoma.
Yeah, I'd like to go to that because I'm guessing. Well, I don't know if Arms family will be there or not.
I think so.
But I'm sure that.
I'm pretty sure I heard they were.
But just so you all know, just in case you weren't around for our Monday Night Live last night, shame on you if you were Thursday, we are not going to do any channel reviews. We are having a special Monday Night Live. And we will be having a guest from kind of the East Coast, I'm going to say. But actually, the first time I saw him, it was with Keeping It Dutch.
Mm-hmm. That's how he got so big.
But the gentleman we're going to have, his name is Josh, and a Stony Ridge farmer.
We're having an Ohio meetup.
Yeah, we are.
We have to wait, and well, April is Thursday. We have to wait till April before.
Well, we can't even talk to him about it, but the state still hasn't opened up everything.
Campground's letting us. Campground's letting us.
Well, I'm sure they'll let you reserve a building and stuff, but that doesn't mean we'll be able to do it. Checks for Social Security may go out to some folks on April the 7th. Oh, is that the latest relief thing?
Some got it last week.
Some got it last week.
My daughter got hers last week, so depends what politician flips what switch.
Well, the only thing I feel certain of is if Trump would have been in there, we would have already had the money, because the first two were just great. But we can check now, and they go, we've never even heard of you. We don't know if you exist or not. But yeah, we're hopefully waiting for that. That'll help to do some traveling this year. Recyclable Homestead. Hello, how are you doing here this evening? We're just kind of having a general chit-chat here. We've talked some about cameras tonight. We've talked about some drones. We are just under an hour away from Layman's. About 55 minutes away from Layman's. They are far enough away, it's not just down the street. You have to make a willful effort to get there, which is probably a good thing, because it's a really neat store.
Ohio has revised their get-together thing. So I think ours can be on.
Wait a minute. Don't have anything to do with that. It has everything to do with Social Security weeding out the dead folks? Well, they voted, right? Layman's will not ship to Australia?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Awesome, you bought more land. Fantastic.
Darlene Powell, good evening. Northeast Florida.
She didn't get hers either. Now, see, my daughter got hers last week. She's on SSD. She's down in Florida. Strange how I don't know how they work it.
So, Northeast Florida, Jacksonville, maybe? Would that be Northeast?
Don't ask me. I'm terrible with directions. You don't ask me. North, south, east, or west. Where's the landmark?
It's Florida.
Hey, Marlin Music Channel. Long time no see.
Well, remember.
Now, see, Misty, our first and second check, we
Right
didn't
away.
have any issues with those.
Yeah, got right away.
Yeah. Yeah. Carrie, I heard that IRS screwed up somewhere. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure
More
that
land means
somebody's
less neighbors. I agree with that. I like that. Butchcraft, you're in Ohio, right? Did I remember that correctly? Well, Darren, tell Dana to share with you.
Darren, maybe what you need to do is you need to go to Mexico and just come across the border that way, and that way they'll give you money and send you on to Georgia just for free.
Isn't that strange, Misty? How it's so? Yeah, we had ours came, I think, right away the first 2 times.
What camera setup do you use for overhead shots? Any camera you can get up overhead. I have done it with a phone.
Hey, David.
We have hung a phone out of a tree.
Yes, we have.
When Sherry does some of her kitchen stuff, I can use either a phone or I use a GoPro. The GoPro works very, very well at that. And so any camera that you can figure out a way to have overhead.
Yeah. Yeah. Misty does. I showed her what to get to use.
Okay.
She has a bracket. Wait a minute. Anne Marie, you're on Social Security, but you make too much, so you have to pay them every year? Huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That could be the case.
Wow.
Of course, she's making more than her Social Security.
She doesn't work.
Well, she's getting some sort of retirement income.
Yeah, Anne Marie, I found an old phone, an Android that we used as a camera one time.
What's that?
That Android phone that I found.
Oh, yeah.
In charge.
Yeah. Matter of fact, we have an old Microsoft Surface, which is it's like a small notebook.
Yeah, I want a new one.
And we have used that as a camera. I have used webcams as a camera. You can do that. You could use a webcam. That's something you could mount overhead. You could even use security cameras if you want to do that. Heaven Gates Cherry Farm. I duct tape my phone on my ceiling for our cooking videos. Well, that's fine as long as that duct tape holds up.
Carrie. There you go, Brenda.
Yeah.
You do what you have to do.
See, I'm maxed on Social Security
Okay.
and I get pension.
Gotcha. Well, see, we get SSD. That's different.
No, not anymore.
Okay.
That stopped.
Oh.
We're just Social Security. But that's why we only pull so much money out every year, so we don't have to pay taxes.
Yeah. Darren's not allowed out of the country, period.
He's not allowed out of town.
Yeah, he's not.
He has to ask permission to go outside. So anyway, it's approaching 9 o'clock here.
Chris. It's amazing what we use to get the videos done, isn't it, Misty? There's Thomas.
Is there a camera that any camera will take the right size pic for banners? You're going to have to edit the picture. So an actual banner is the exact same format as the rectangle on your screen for the for thumbnail image. It's just larger. Darren, I didn't know you had convicts in your family. What else are you sharing here? Thomas Schmidt, it's good to see you in here. I was just thinking about you the other day with when you stopped by on your trip
To Tennessee.
to Tennessee.
Yeah.
Didn't remember exactly where you were going, but
Yeah. And
we met up with you there at Cracker Barrel. So, you're going to have a cooking studio in addition to your kitchen. Okay. Paperclip for a kickstand, that'll work. Unqualified player, thank you so much. Appreciate that.
Not going to answer that one, Darren.
All right, so time is pretty well up. Thank you all for being here tonight. Special thank you to all those moderators out there, the ones dressed in blue. You see anybody in green or with this special little...
Thomas is asking you a question.
Oh. I do not have it put up. I have it ready to put up. And I have a location to put it up too, but I don't have it put up yet. For Thomas Schmidt Homestead Projects was kind enough to...
Misty, give me a break.
To share with us an LED
Misty's
outdoor light.
asking if you have ever changed memory in a laptop.
Well, certainly I've done that. But...
Is the Pope Catholic? I don't know. Is the Pope Catholic? I'd be the last one to ask.
Normally they are.
Okay.
Normally they are.
Okay. Yeah, well, Misty's getting memory for her laptop.
Okay. Not going to say anything. We've learned to not say anything. All right. So, special thank you to our moderators. Special thank you to folks that are members of the channel here. If you'd like to become a member of the channel, just click that join button. We any idea what's going on next month? We don't know yet, but we'll have something special. And
I've been
Thursday?
lax and haven't sent out marches yet.
Thursday?
Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard.
8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
I don't know, Darren. I mean, I'd be the last one to ask, you know. I'm the Jewish kid. What do I know?
The Pope probably doesn't even know where the woods are at to poop in.
There you go. Brenda's going to be calling you.
Oh, I didn't know you had a new computer. Okay, that's fine. Well, with
Night,
that,
everyone.
we're going to say goodnight. Thank you all for being here. Take care, and we will see you Thursday night. Good night.
Thank you.